name's Alana and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, I make mental health videos, fashion videos and singing covers. So I would really love if you subscribed and press the like button if you like these videos. So today is going to be a mental health video, and this one's going to be a hopefully quick but little educational video on BPD, borderline personality disorder. So yeah, I'm just going to be going through like a couple of things of like what it is. I have BPD as well as a list of other mental illnesses, but I will be doing like a little update video because like a lot of things have kind of changed with my mental health, so I will be doing a video on that. But for today, and this piece of hair is really annoying, I'll just be talking about BPD. So first of all, what is BPD? Now, this is a very stigmatized illness, and a lot of people don't actually know what it is. Like if you say to someone just a general, I have borderline personality disorder, they're like, what the heck? In the UK, it's also known as unstable personality disorder or emotionally unstable personality disorder. I feel like every name is kind of bad, but anyway, that's just the name that they've decided to call it. So BPD is a mental illness characterized by unstable moods, behaviors and relationships, and it affects how you view yourself and how you view the world around you, which is basically every mental illness, and it has to be impacting your daily like functioning and stuff. So yes, the symptoms and what are like the different traits of BPD. So there are actually 9, but you only need to have 5 to be diagnosed, so you don't have to have all of them. So also, a statistic that I found was between 1 and 4% of Australians have BPD. So that's both men and women, although women are usually diagnosed more than men. So the first symptom of BPD is frantic efforts to avoid real or imagined abandonment. So this is kind of to do with the relationship aspect, which is where you can, like, it can either be real or imagined. So you may think that someone is going to leave you or reject you, and so you may, like they may do something and then you're like, oh my gosh, like they're gonna leave me, or like I'm gonna be left alone, and then you might, go to like extremes, and you might do stuff to try to get that person to stay because you don't want to be like left on your own, you don't want to be rejected and abandoned because it's like a massive fear. So the second one is pattern of intense and unstable relationships, altering between idealization and devaluing. So I also, because I have some notes here, I also wrote this can be splitting, this can be called splitting, which I'll explain. So basically it's where you just have, I was actually doing work on this in therapy, and my therapist is kind of saying it like when you meet, so for example with me, like when I meet people, like I have a really hard time kind of like just gradually getting into a relationship with somebody. It could be like anything, like friends or whatever, but I just tend to like go like full force, like jump in. It's very intense, and like I just really like get very, very invested in it, and then I don't really see any faults in the person like at all. Like it's like everything is really great about the person. So that's where you idolize someone, and I don't see anything wrong, and then they could do one little thing, or it could just be me. They didn't even do anything, it could be me, and then I can have a really hard time where I go from extremes from really liking them to just completely disliking them, cut them off. But like I'm more like the quiet BPD because there are different types, so I internalize a lot of the stuff. So I will not like go and like just confront the person. Like I'll just passively kind of keep it to myself, or I'll kind of just like, I don't know, like cut them off, but like I won't like directly say anything to the person. But yeah, that's just me. So yeah, devaluing, that's what it's called, devaluing, where you like go from really liking the person. Sometimes it can be extremes, like you hate the person. Yeah, that's just called, like, also called splitting. It's just another term to describe it. And I also wrote here that you can also have like a favorite person. This kind of always sounds weird when like you say this, but it's not weird. So like it's not like in a I mean, maybe it could be in a romantic sense, I don't know, but never been in a relationship, so I don't know. But basically, like, having a favorite person is where, like, you just have like one person. This could be anyone, like a friend, a parent, a teacher, I don't know, like anything. And then you like really like just it's like the name suggests, they're like your favorite person, and you just want to be with them all the time, and you don't see any faults in them, and you really get attached to them. You get really strong attachments. And that's kind of like the whole thing with BPD, is that like you have really strong attachments to people, and then when that's broken, it just like destroys your complete mental state, because like you were so wrapped up in that. So yeah, you can also have like a favorite person. It sounds really weird, but it's not really weird. Like, it's just like you have somebody who you like really, really like being with, you know. So number 3 is identity disturbance and having an unstable self-image and self-esteem. So this can be like having problems that this is actually also a lot of people who have BPD also have comorbid eating disorders. Obviously this would come into play with like self-image and how you view yourself and your body image and things like that. So yeah, like just not really knowing who you are. Like literally, like I dye my hair like all the time. I mean, it's dyed again, it's changed. This is like, I'm trying to keep it one color now. But yeah, like just dyeing your hair all the time, getting impulse, like piercings. This kind of comes under another one, but it ties in with identity disturbance. Like you just don't, you feel like you never fit in. You don't really know like who you are. You get confused about things. It could be like values, or how you dress can change drastically all the time. You know, like I can never just stick to one thing. Like I change my mind about things, like for makeup, for instance, like always do like different, like I don't really have a set makeup thing. I just do random things. My hair is always changing. I get bored so quickly. And yeah, just kind of like, because you don't, I don't know. It's just a thing. I feel like just with people who have BPD, like you're always changing your hair. Or maybe just mental health problems in general. So number 4 is impulsivity in 2 areas. So this could be, you know, using drugs and alcohol, spending large amounts of money, reckless driving, anything like that. I have bipolar as well. So this overlinks with bipolar very strongly, because obviously a symptom of bipolar is these things. But yeah, it's also a symptom of BPD. So yeah, definitely that is a difficult one to deal with. It can get you into a lot of trouble in situations where the consequences are very bad. This cannot be like things that are harming yourself, like self-harm or suicide, because that is the next symptom, which is separate. It's a separate symptom. And it is number 5, recurrent suicidal gestures or behaviors and self-harm. So this is a specific symptom. So either threatening threatening suicidal behavior or self-harm, or engaging in it and doing it. So that is a massive one. You don't have to have this, but it's very, very common if you have BPD that you will engage in these behaviors. So number 6 is mood dysregulation. So having really intense mood swings, not being able to have any stability in your emotions and your feelings, and everything is so intense. Things are very big to you, like everything is a big problem. And like I was told a lot of my life, like, stop being so dramatic. Why are you so dramatic? Like, it's not a big deal. You know, just things like that, because I would react in such an emotional way, and my emotion was so intense, and people would, you know, like people would be like, that like, why are you acting so immature, like emotionally immature? So just having a really hard time regulating emotion. You can have like crazy mood swings, like you can feel really happy to then an hour later feeling so sad and depressed and literally feeling suicidal. And you know, it's really hard to regulate your mood. You don't know what you're feeling sometimes. So yeah, it's kind of a mess. Number 7 is chronic feelings of emptiness. So yeah, this isn't fun either. This is a very like intense mental illness, honestly. Like, it's a lot to deal with. So yeah, chronic feelings of emptiness, just kind of like, this is something that I really have a hard time with. And it's kind of like where you literally just don't feel anything, and you just feel like empty in every area of your life. Like, you feel like you don't have any meaning in your life at all. You feel like you don't have any, you can feel like you have heaps of emotions, or you can feel like on the other end you can have none. So for me, like, having BPD is like going from 0 to 100 in every aspect of my life. And it's a very black and white disorder. So it's very black and white thinking. You love someone, you hate someone, you like this or you don't like this. Like, it's very it's hard to find the gray. You don't have like a gray area, and so it can be very difficult to function in life. So number 8 is having inappropriate anger or difficulty controlling it. Again, this is very hard to deal with. People may be very, like, you know, obviously if you live with other people, they're probably gonna get annoyed at you. Let's be real. Like, people get annoyed if you're like having anger outbursts and fits and whatever. But honestly, like, yeah, this is something that I've dealt with as well. And yeah, like, actually this past week I've just been so irritated and so angry. I don't know what, I think it's stress triggers it for me, but like, oh my gosh, I've been really grumpy, like, just been really bad. But yeah, like, you get angry really easily. Like, little things can just set you off and you just lose it. This can be either internally, like, you can internalize it, which I do a lot of the time. When I was younger, it would be more outward, so I would like outwardly basically throw like, it's embarrassing saying this, but like, basically I was like 16, 17, and I was throwing tantrums like what 2-year-olds would do. Like, throwing things, yelling at everyone, just like verbally going off. Like, and it was a lot for me. It was stress induced because of like high school and stuff. But I would like just lose, like, it's like uncontrollable anger. It's just like you're seeing red, like you cannot control it. And just feeling so angry, or feeling intense feelings of anger at yourself, and you put it inwards. So you could be angry at what someone else has done, and then you just blame it on yourself, and you put the anger inwards, and you take it out on yourself. You know, like, this is where self-harm can also be a thing. The last one, the 9th one, is stress-related paranoia, or severe dissociation. Now, this is also something that is kind of like very scary to have to deal with, but yeah, stress-related paranoia and severe dissociation is something I have definitely dealt with. Stress does really make me, stress and like heightened anxiety makes me really paranoid and dissociate a lot. So, yeah, actually never knew like what dissociation was, and I would have like periods of time where like I just couldn't remember things, or I felt really out of it, and I would be like, what the heck happened to the whole week? You know, and like at school I would feel like I was watching everything, but I was not engaged. I was just not able to concentrate on anything. There was one year that I actually don't remember anything of the year. Like, I think it was 2015. I was so stressed mentally. Because of my mental health problems and other factors that were going on, I just could not remember the year. Like, even now I have to ask people, like, what did I do for my birthday? What happened? Did we go on holiday? Like, don't know. So yeah, and then actually when I found out what BPD was and I got explained to me what dissociation was, I realized, oh, that is actually what I was struggling with. Because it would be really freaky and like feeling really funny even in my body, and like I didn't know what it was. And then I realized, and then when I was diagnosed with BPD, I was like, oh, that makes sense now. So yeah, basically they are the 9 symptoms. You only have to have 5, like I said. So you only need to have 5 of them, but you can obviously have more. What are the treatments? The treatments for BPD are sometimes medication, depending on your case. Everyone's individual. I'm no doctor, disclaimer, or therapist or professional. I'm just a person who has struggled with their own mental health and has these illnesses, and I'm just trying to like give advice in any way I can to help people. So obviously, go to your doctor. Don't take anything what I say as like hardcore evidence, okay? So yeah. Also, DBT, dialectical behavioral therapy, is another really popular therapy because it was created for borderline personality disorder. This deals with a lot of topics like relationships, and, you know, regulating emotions and how to cope in crisis. Because if you have BPD, you know that you have a lot of crisis a lot, like you're in crisis a lot. it's not fun. So yeah, that's really it for the video. I will be making other videos talking about medications and DBT if you are interested. So yeah, I tried to keep this video short. That's just a very brief outline of what BPD is. There's so many topics that come into play. So I'm going to be making separate little videos talking about maybe each symptom or how it affects me or how you can deal with it. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you comment and give the video a thumbs up, and yeah, I have a playlist of mental health videos which I'll also link in this video. And yeah, thank you guys so much. I hope you're staying safe, and I'll see you in my next video.